voice17104.com. This is Zanetta Wingfield, and you're listening to The Voice17104.com. The Voice17104.com.
You know, that part catches me every time. Things ain't what they used to be. You know, that gets me every time. Still hear it, Jason?
In my head.
Okay, keep it going. Look, don't stop the party now. Don't stop the party now. That's what I'm talking about. I just thought maybe my sound or something wasn't right. I was like, did it fade to black or what happened? What happened, man?
Oh,
Jason,
man.
always ready, Benefield. What's going on?
Hey, life is good. How about you? It's good. It's good, people. It's good.
Life is good. Life is good, man. This positive affirmation thing that you got going on is working today. Like, you feel it, I feel it. I'm like, what?
It's another great and grand day. Say what?
I know, right? Right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So,
Yeah.
So how are you? How's everything going? How's your week? Wait. First, happy Juneteenth. I feel like I need to say that. Happy Juneteenth. But do you think that we should have a different word? Like, you know how like you don't say Happy Christmas, you say Merry Christmas. Do you feel like Juneteenth needs like a different word? Like, I don't know, like joyous Juneteenth, but joyous don't really, you know, joyous or emancipated Juneteenth. Ooh. This just in. Write that down. Emancipated Juneteenth to you.
Emancipated Juneteenth to you too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that, or something like finally we free. No, that's too much.
Okay, yeah, that might be. We need one word. One word that means
one
finally
word.
we're free and we're happy about it.
Oh man. Come back to me on that.
I think that's it. Right? We need a word. Anybody out there, we need a word. Like Happy Juneteenth is good.
Yeah.
Merry Juneteenth doesn't have that iambic meter to it.
Nah.
I still like Emancipated Juneteenth. I think I'm gonna stick with that one until I get another one.
I don't know. I think like you said, joyous Juneteenth. Joyous sounds good, you know, because we are to be in joy. That at least, you know, we were no longer enslaved, right?
True.
So, jubilant Juneteenth.
Oh, jubilant Juneteenth. I like it. I like it. I like the way it sounds because they always people have Juneteenth jubilees, and that was a word from back in the day. Like people don't use jubilee anymore. I don't know why.
No, they don't.
So jubilant Juneteenth. I think we might be on to something. I'm gonna call Biden on this one and tell him that we decided that the delegation has spoken. Yes. I mean, after all, he did put it out there, so let's put it out there too.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do it. Let's take it.
And it's amazing the number of people that are actually using this day, even though it's only been a year.
Yes.
Like folks is literally off of work today. some businesses are actually closed today. Like I'm so I really don't. Sometimes I don't know how to feel about certain things, especially when it
Okay,
comes to this, because
let me help you. Go ahead. How you feel about it?
this is how I feel. Right? We have Martin Luther King Day off, right?
Yes.
And now we have Juneteenth. Technically, I believe these are the only two federal holidays given to people of African descent. I can't really think of any other ones. And then everything else is pretty much a pagan holiday, so to speak. So I'm feeling some kind of way because I feel like there should be some special, some overly specialness where it's like we get to enjoy it more and more. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody can block us for taking off that. Because some places don't honor Martin Luther King Day, right? And like you have to use your paid vacation in order to take it off.
Got you. Got you.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yes.
for me, it feels like there should just be a way without a shadow of a doubt, just like Christmas, just like Thanksgiving, just like Easter, just like the 4th of July, just like Labor Day, that no one should have to use their paid time off to be able
Okay.
to observe a day like Jubilant Juneteenth and Dr. Martin Luther King Day.
I agree. I agree. So really quick, let me say, William Holland said, blessings, William Holland. Thank you for joining us. Linda Kamak is watching. She's with us. Linda said jubilant. So we got to vote for jubilant.
All
So
right.
I want to say, though, that it depends on the company, because I will give shout out props to Keystone Human Services in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, if you can do that, to say that we are off. We are closed today. It's a federal, it's a federal holiday. So we are off today.
But is it a paid holiday?
It's a paid holiday, yes.
See, where I'm at right now is not a paid holiday.
Okay.
But they're off.
Oh, no, this is a paid holiday. If the banks and the post office are closed, then we are closed and it's a paid holiday. Now, I'm thinking that maybe President's Day may not, or wait, it was one of those holidays that I thought I was supposed to be off and I took off, and then I found out that I wasn't supposed to be off. But I know it's not Juneteenth, and I don't believe it was Martin Luther King's Day. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that, but I know for fact, for sure, that today is a paid holiday. And I'm really pleased about that, because it does, to me, it shows a stand that the company is taking, whether it's intentional or not. It shows a stand that the company is taking.
Okay, I agree. I agree.
But if you'll text me the name of the place that you work that did not, I will send a letter and explain why. Because after all of those days of working over, so many hundreds of years ago that we didn't get paid for, this is one day. If you pay us for those 2 days, Martin Luther King and Juneteenth, if you pay us for those days, you still will not have paid back what you owed for all the days that we worked and didn't get paid.
Exactly. And I believe that goes to reparations, right? Because that's one of the main issues that people are bringing up more and more, especially people of African descent are bringing up more and more, because of the fact of, like you just said, all of those years that our ancestors have been in the fields and have not gotten paid for the labor, right? And then those that died to be able to for us to be freed, right?
Yes.
So there's just there's a lot to unpack in all that. There's a lot to unpack.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, it is. It's absolutely a lot to unpack. So, I mean, the problem, not even a problem, but the thing with that is first we have to recognize it and find the value in it. And when we find the value in it, and when we say we're not doing this on this day, when it is truly a holiday for us. I remember we lived in Orchard Park. I went to Winde Elementary School, and we didn't go to school for Martin Luther King's birthday. And so my parents sent us back to school the next day. And they were like, well, you need a letter for your absence. So my parents sent the letter. How you used to have to do, you guys didn't have to do it, to write a letter, such and so was absent.
Like even what you're saying with the fact that that y'all had to take off of school, like school wasn't closed that day. That's a surprise to me. Well, they were talking about Orchard Park though, so that's a lot.
But this was probably a little bit like a couple weeks before you got to that grade, a couple weeks before you. But it was you froze up. You still there? So
yeah, I'm here.
My parents had to write a letter saying that we were back in school. And so quite naturally, they sent the letter saying, dear whoever, Winde was out of school because in observance of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. And the school sent a letter back and said, can you just say she was sick? So my dad sent the letter back and was like, she wasn't sick. She was out for Martin Luther King's birthday. Wow. I'm just telling you. And so my parents had to go to school because they were like, well, that would be truant. That's not it's not a, what do you call it? Not a accepted absence or whatever, approved absence or whatever. And so my parents, of course, went to the school because that's what they did. I know that school was tired of seeing Randy and Bill show up there every time. Oh, they was tired. But basically they said our kids will be out of school on Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. But we also weren't allowed to just sit around and be at home and watch TV all day.
Right.
We had to read a book, write a story, write a book report, tell a story. We had, we went somewhere, we did something. It was never just sit and do nothing. So that's what I think that we need to do. Really quick, let's say hello to LaShawn McMullen Washington, Tiffany, my sister in love in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Hello, Tiffany. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
So yeah, I think that we need to find the importance of the, we need to find the importance of it too. And once we do that, then I think it changes. It changes everything.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I believe that's so true because I know like my father is a huge advocate on rights when it comes to people of African descent. One of the things he stated, especially about these big companies, he said, if you stop buying the gas and if you stop buying the clothing, they'll stop messing with you.
Right.
And they'll do right by, and they'll start to find out ways to do right by you, find a compromise, know. Right. And yet there's too many, it's unfortunate how too many of us rely on these things so much that we feel like that we can't live without it when we technically can in a lot of ways. And it's been done before. It's been done with the bus boycotts. It's been done in with the marching and the sit-ins. It's been done before. It's just, I don't know. I just don't know if we're just becoming too complacent.
I think so. So we've got to go back. I mean, I don't know if bus boycotts and things like that, but I do think that there are effective ways to get someone's attention. But right now, the most effective way is in their pocket.
The Skrilla. It's the Skrilla.
Yeah. So if you get their attention that way, then, but there's that whole concept of coming together. There's that. So let's say hello to Kenneth Smith. Hey, Kenneth Smith.
Hey, Kenneth.
For joining us. He said, hey. So I think we gotta do better. We collectively have to do better. And I know that there was a point that you brought up, and that would take us to that point. But let's come back and then let's go right back around and get back to that point. Let's get back to that point. So we almost stayed on target, though. We did.
We almost stayed on target.
Let's segue. Yeah.
That's gonna be a segue.
Wow, 616. Yes. 616. We almost did it. What? We are on a roll today. We are on a roll. I want to say hello to Leo Nelson in Buffalo, New York. Hey, Jack,
All
how are you?
right, Buffalo
Hope
in the
all is
house.
well. Thank you for joining us, Buffalo. Anybody else that's out there, let us know you're out there. Let us see you. Say hey.
Hey.
Let's start with Family Feud. So
Okay.
tonight's Family Feud is still brought to you by, of course, Family Feud. It might be slightly different. It might appear to be slightly different. We're gonna do the homemade Family Feud, if you will. It's still legit. It's still legit. Let's say hello to David Walker.
Oh,
Hey,
I
David,
see.
thank you.
I see why
Yeah.
it's different here. Okay.
David, thank you for joining us. David, right here in Harrisburg, PA. So
all right,
here's how
David.
it works. We have a question, our Family Feud question. Let me check this out real quick, see how many answers are on the board.
I'm just gonna say dirty right now. Dirty.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Top 8 answers on the board. Top 8 answers on the board. And the question is, name a house you never want to be in. So this is how it works. I don't have a blue or red X for you, but I do have my buzzer, and if you're right or wrong. And you can type in your answers as we're going along. And also, if you'd like to just yell it out where you are, that is acceptable. Just hit your table really hard and yell out the answer. Don't know if that'll really help the situation. And don't be mad if it doesn't work. I'm just saying, if you want to, you can. We'd like to hear your answers. Wow, would you look at there? Look what's happening right here.
Hello, hello.
Whoa!
Hello.
Hey, Taff.
I brought my microphone. Is it too
You
late?
brought your microphone. We sang the song. You're late.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I'll just put it back over here. Another time.
Taff, how are you?
I'm great. How are you two? It's awesome to see you
Good.
guys.
It's good to see you too.
Awesome to see you too. William Washington, Bill Washington, my babe bruh, has just joined from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Billy
Hey,
Bill, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Family Feud. So, okay. Bill, you said Taft. Were you saying hi to Taft?
Hey, Uncle Bill.
Okay. I think so. You said a dirty house, Jason. You said a dirty house.
Yes.
I'm checking. Let me check the board. This board's a little different than the other one. Yeah. So dirty house is not. Dirty house is not one of the answers. Yeah. Christopher Thomas or David Walker says Amityville. I'm going to take that one as haunted house. And that's our number one answer. Haunted house is our number one answer. Christopher Thomas said jail. That is our number 2 answer, jail and the big house. Jack said outhouse. Yes, Jack, that is there. That is number 8, our number 8 answer. So we've got haunted house, jail, and an outhouse. Bill said the poorhouse. Although that would be a haunted house and an outhouse, but that is not on here. 4 is not on here, though that is a house. Does anybody say poorhouse? I don't think anybody says poorhouse, Bill. I think that's a cardboard box is what you're thinking. I think that's a cardboard box. Kenneth Smith said madhouse. Yeah, Kenneth, I'm sorry, madhouse is not on there either. But you guys keep the answers coming. Hey, Taff.
Yes.
It's been forever since I've seen you. Not counting the fact, Jason, can I tell you, this joker video called me early this morning and put me on hold and went to sleep. And was snoring.
That never happened.
And so then, for proof, I videoed the video. I took the other phone and videoed the video chat. And I said, Taft is not going to admit that he did this. And I said, and I assure you. And as soon as I said assure, he woke up and said, sure, sure, sure. I think that's what the college life does to you. Woo. All righty. LaShawn McMullen said whorehouse. Mm.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I think I'm gonna make an executive decision here. And number 7, because I don't think any of us would say it this way, I'm gonna call that the cat house. So yes, that is on there. Number 7, the cat house. I think that's what would happen on with Steve Harvey. They always, you know how you say one thing and they got something else there. Yeah. So we're gonna go, Sean. We're gonna take that and say cat house is number 7. David Walker says he pleads the 5th. I think he's pleading the 5th on. He's telling you to plead the 5th, Pat.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. He's telling you to plead the 5th. I think that might be smart. So we've got 4 answers still on the board. So, Taft, we decided that Happy Juneteenth no longer really fits what we want to say.
Yeah.
So we were trying to come up with the one word, like what would we say to someone for Juneteenth? I started with emancipated Juneteenth. That might be a little too strong. That one might be a little too strong. So then we said, jubilant Juneteenth.
Okay.
Jubilant Juneteenth. Yeah.
Leo says, Jack says crack house. Yes, number 4 is a drug house, otherwise known as a crack house. Bill, Jambo as in Swahili Jambo, is that the Jambo? You know, Bill knows one Swahili word from that book he had as a kid that we got. Remember Ken and, was it Ken and Holly? What was their name? They had the bookstore on Main Street. Ken and Holly, what was their name? He's a light-skinned guy with a big beard, and his wife is short, dark-skinned, heavy-set. And the name of the book was Jambo Means Hello. And it was a Swahili book. And Bill knows one word.
Just knows Jambo, huh? Okay,
Jambo.
got you.
And so Jack said, that's 2 for me. Yes, it is, Jack. That is 2 for you. Bill, yes. So you're saying we should say Jambo Juneteenth? Hello, Juneteenth?
Oh, Jambo Juneteenth. Okay.
Okay, we'll go with that. Chris Camouflage Williams. Look what we got here, Chris Camouflage Williams. You've been looking for your boy, and he's back. Now, we don't know if he'll be back. He said, oh, my God, good afternoon. Yeah, we don't know, Chris, how long he'll be back. But while we got him here, we are definitely.
Where are you right now, Taff?
I'm still in Philly. I'm in the dorms, and it's nice. We just counting down the days until it's back to the Berg.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about to come and taste some cuisine. I've been hearing rave reviews about how you burning up the kitchen.
I think I'll have a good plate for you.
My man, I'm vegan, so that'll be easy.
Oh. Okay, we can do that.
Oh, whoa, wait. You told me that you did a very good vegan dish, and now all of a sudden you don't even know what that is?
you did. I got you.
Well, wow. Miss Marie, Sister Marie Miller, First Lady of Wesley Union AME Zion Church, the church that's making an impact in the community. Yes, Miss Marie said just yesterday that if you were making vegan dishes, she would come and she'd even bring her own Tupperware and utensils.
Oh, okay.
So, and I told her, I think we have 2 dishes, 2 plates.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So, and I told her, I think we still have some of her Tupperware because only she would have that neat Tupperware. Remember with the compartment?
Mm-hmm. And it goes.
We don't. Yeah, we don't have that. I thought so.
Never seen that before.
Yeah, the lids, we don't, first of all, we don't have lids in any of ours anymore. I don't know what happens to the lid, the Tupperware. Even when you buy the set that clicks together and sticks on the bottom of the, so that you don't lose them. I don't know. Someone breaks in our house and steals silverware and the lids to Tupperware containers. Honest to God, they do. Now, I will say that since I've been living there by myself, I have no problem finding the lids, but probably this summer that person will break in and steal them again, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
I'll be on the lookout.
I'm gonna leave that alone. So the question was name a house that you would never want to be in. And really quick before we go to the topic that we almost got on target to talk about.
Right.
So today I had pho, whatever, PHO.
Pho. Yeah.
Pho. That just sounds like, you know, I had pho. For real, I had some pho. It's good for you. Anyway. Okay. I went to Little Saigon. I went to literally Little Saigon here in Harrisburg on Paxton Road, Paxton Street. And it was really good. I was a little bit worried because I have, you know, texture issues. And sometimes it's a lot of stuff going on. Do you like it, Jason?
Pho is really good. Yeah. Yeah. Especially when the broth is off the chain. I go to 2 specific restaurants and one of them has a kabocha squash broth and another one has a you're so funny. And another one has a sunflower seed broth. And they're both awesome.
A sunflower seeds don't make broth.
Go ahead.
Is that
go
like
ahead.
a
Go ahead.
Sunflower? Go ahead, Taff.
Go ahead, chef. Go ahead, chef.
You could do a broth out of a sunflower seed. Just
boil it?
Yeah. And then you add your aromatics and your stuff to it.
He's gonna add aromatics. He's gonna add aromatics. Put some aromatics in your stuff.
You know, never mind. Never mind. Me and my microphone
Jason,
will be on
basically, you boil in some seeds in some water. Then you're gonna put some aromatics. You got to do that when you put aromatics in your stuff.
But I'm sure they're crushing the sunflower seeds before they put it in some water, so that way it can crisp. No, it's not a clear broth. No.
Okay.
No.
So you basically are having sunflower soup.
Since you put it that way, gee whiz, I guess so.
Jason, I just would like to. Anywho, Leo Nelson says, I see you got. Leo says, I see you got gremlins stealing your silverware too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. At one point, I only had like 3 forks and 2 spoons, and I was like, nobody eats. You eat with your fingers. So what was that we were talking about? Well, first let me say, when I had the pho today, you gotta make that face pho. When I had it today, so the person I was with, she got vegetable. So she had bok choy and carrots and all that stuff in hers.
Right.
So I thought I would have that in mind too, because I got chicken. So I wanted the vegetable and the chicken.
Right.
You know, I wasn't trying to, you know, do the vegan thing. But it was really good. And I got some left over that I'm gonna finish. And I'm tempted to go back and get another bowl because I want now the vegetable and I want, you know, I'm open to trying it. But Taff, what was that I said? We had this food conversation last week. And I said that it's a soup. It's just soup.
What was that?
It was something, and you said that you put that on there, and I was like, no, gravy.
Gravy.
Was it gravy?
Yeah.
Yeah, gravy. Like gravy on potatoes or gravy is like putting soup because it's just really soup.
It's not. It's a sauce.
Just because he calls it a sauce, but it's really, if it's sauce, it wouldn't be called gravy. But anywho.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Since when is gravy a soup? When did that happen?
Technically, if you look at it, and when you see a pot of gravy, is that not a pot of soup? It's like a thick soup. You should appreciate this, being that you eat sunflower soup. You should really appreciate this.
But a gravy is okay. So there's two different definitions of gravy that I've realized, right? In the Italian way of life, gravy is the tomato sauce. That's what they call gravy. Now, in the African American culture, gravy is what they use with starch and flour and like if you fry chicken, they use the fried crumbles in the gravy in the oil. I mean,
look at his fingers. Why you gotta do your fingers like that?
Because I gotta do it like this so that I know what I was saying. Right. So with the water and all that. So that's what, when I think about gravy, I think about flavor, seasoning, water, flour. I don't think about a soup where that's not what was, because it's like soup is mostly water and maybe like flavoring due to like boiling the bone or something like that. So on and so forth.
The chef looked, he gave you the side eye. So soup.
I did not. There was no side eye. That's the reflection. That's the.
Tap, I don't know where you live yet.
We'll table this one. So one last question though. Tap, do you like pho? Did you say you don't like it?
I don't like it.
What?
Okay.
No.
So Jason, you don't eat eggs.
Come to LA and I'll show you some good pho.
Okay.
That didn't even sound good.
I know it didn't sound right. I thought about it. It was too late. I already said it.
Okay. Yeah, it's too late. Can't pull it back in.
I can't pull it back.
Jason, you don't eat eggs, right?
No.
But wait, because he's vegan. But Taff, last week, Jason said that you can get vegan chicken wings and that the bone part is like a wood spindle that you could just...
I said it was a skewer, a wooden skewer. That's like a cut up wooden skewer. That's what I said. Or a spindle. Where do you get that from?
They take and mash up some vegetables and stuff and make it into meat and wrap it around a wood stick. And then they cook it and they call it chicken wings. While you're there, can you look for vegan chicken wings? We need to try this on the show.
Well, I think that there are certain things that if you're vegan, you just shouldn't, you don't want.
Hello, that's like fat-free cookies. Isn't that what I said?
That's what you said last week.
Fat-free cookies, just don't eat the cookies.
That's fair. That's
like if you buy that little packet of the 1 cup of Reese cups. I don't want that. Like, don't eat it. Who does that?
Where do that at?
Where they do that at? But Taff, get your fedora and your all-weather coat and your dark glasses and go into stores and ask them for vegan chicken wings. Don't let them know it's you. But get your vegan chicken wings. So Jason, last question, and then we'll move on. You don't eat eggs though?
No.
Okay. Taff, do you eat eggs in any of your soup? Would you put an egg in your soup?
Yeah.
She's asking that because egg is in pho. That's why she's asking that.
No, it's not. It shouldn't be because it's a soggy egg. I would not eat it.
Or like egg drop.
No, I'm not doing that.
You don't like egg drop soup?
No, I don't like I don't like wet eggs. Like, why would your egg be wet?
So you like scrambled eggs?
Yes.
Scrambled eggs is wet eggs?
No, because they're scrambled and they're scrambled all the way.
So a hard scramble.
A hard scramble, yes. Even if it's not a super hard scramble, I'm not going to put my scrambled eggs in broth.
Okay.
I'm not doing it. That's gross. Okay. At any rate. At any rate, before we get way, way off target. So,
oh Lord. It's
so
amazing how our conversations are on this
I
show.
know.
It's
I don't
truly
even know if we
amazing.
can pull it. I don't even know if we can pull it back in at this point. I don't know if we could pull it back in. But what all three of us, I will say the three of us agree on is we all three like sushi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Jason?
Yes, there is a way to still do sushi for vegans. Yes. It's like you can use vegetables, you can use mushrooms, and also there's this one one that's like really freaking awesome, but I can't think of it. Hearts of palm. Hearts of palm.
Do who?
Hearts of palm.
Oh, hearts of palm.
Yeah,
Okay.
hearts of palm. Yeah.
Okay. What was it? What does it taste like? Like, well,
Well,
hearts of palm, we think of artichoke hearts.
Mm.
yeah, but I don't think that's what that is though.
See, I'm gonna need you to research that.
I'll research that for you.
Jack Leo says no sushi for me. Sushi is my favorite. That's my comfort food. I could eat sushi any day, every day, and twice on Wednesday, which is $5 sushi day. And that is the best in Harrisburg. Anywho. All right, so let's for those of you that are still playing, the question is name a house that you would not like to be in. And let's see. So far we have had a haunted house, jailhouse, drug house, cat house, and an outhouse. I'll give you a hint for one of those houses. I think it's in the Bible. I think it's in the Bible. Yeah, I think one is in the Bible. So we were talking, Taff, when you first came in, and we were talking about it being Juneteenth and the fact that Jason was commiserating that not everybody gets it off as a paid holiday.
Right.
And so we were saying that we need to come together, and we need to come together and make it so that they will see the importance of it to us. And that was going to segue into something that Jason and I had mentioned in text earlier. But let me say this. Kenneth Smith said the slaughterhouse. That's a good one, but slaughterhouse is not on there.
That is a good one.
Leo Nelson says doghouse. Indeed, you do not want to be in the doghouse. And that is number 3. Wow.
Good one. Good one.
Mr. Nelson, I think that's like number 3 for you, like 3 out of 8. You are right.
Wow.
Go ahead. So, Jason.
Yes.
The point that you brought up earlier. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So I was listening. I'm trying to remember whose conversation I was a part of, and they were talking about how Atlanta has come. Oh, I think I seen it either on Instagram or on Facebook. How Atlanta has businesses that are owned by African Americans, right? And how because of the fact that they have allies of the Caucasian descent, and it really pains me to say this, that allows them to be able to have these businesses in Atlanta, these thriving businesses. And that's why Atlanta is thriving so much when it comes to individuals of African American descent. And so I was thinking, because this was something that was like really heavy on my mind, about having communities or specific carved out areas like Chinatown, like the Jewish community, like even Armenia, Little Saigon. I mean, there's so many different areas that have their own communities that individuals are acknowledging and that they go to for commerce. They actually go to for commerce. And so it's like, so then it's like breaking the Willie Lynch rule, right? That has been indoctrinated in the psyche of most African American families, and to really open it up to the fact that we no longer have to live from that aspect of life, and that we can now come together and build together so that we can have our own communities that thrive, just like we've always had our own communities that thrive, like Tulsa, Oklahoma, like in Arkansas, in Rosewood. You know, there's so many different examples where we actually came together and we actually thrived from absolutely nothing. From no thing have we developed great communities, great cities, great places for individuals to be able to come and to live. And before I give the floor up, like I'm in the council, common council or something, right? But said here to build a community, one has to have a joint position, enjoyment, and liability. Everyone is considered an owner, investor, and contributor, thus creating the feeling of belonging. And so I just really felt like, as you know, I believe that if we continue to show that we are able to work together, that we are able to do things, and then to not allow things to infiltrate, like in the Black Panther Party, like in there was another organization as well that was infiltrated, and not even by individuals of Caucasian descent, but by our own folks. Because I don't know if you've seen that. I'm sorry, I'm ranting right now.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So because when I watched that movie about the Black Messiah, right, and how that brother was just like, he just felt like he owed it to somebody else to do something against someone that was really trying to do something to help his own people and his own community. You know, all of that is just really, really, truly interesting. And so I'm gonna bring it right back to the point where we are able to trust one another, and also that, you know, we give a person or individuals no reason where they feel like that they have to tear us down, or that they feel like that we have to be torn down. And if there's anything that's heavy on somebody else's conscience, that, you know, we help to reassure them that what we're doing is for the betterment of everyone, including ourselves, so that we can continue to grow and build as a people, as a community here in this country. And I'm done for now. I'm not running for public office, just to let you know that. Okay.
Now. I'm about to get out my
I'm making the posters.
Yeah. Thank you for stepping up on your soapbox. But I agree with you. And so let's go back, because, you know, Atlanta is, you know, where most people would say is where it's at. You know, that's right. Where we are. That's where it's happening. And generation to generation, it moves from place to place. You know, the money makers were here, then they were there, then they were here. So Atlanta right now is the mecca for that, you know, for that. It's unfortunate that we would need someone else to co-sign, buy into, patronize our business for us to be successful.
Right.
That goes back to same thing with Juneteenth, is that it has to be a value to us. It has to be important to us. And that's something that happens way before we get to the business. That's something that starts where we start to build pride in each other, pride in who we are, pride in what we bring to the table. Because then when you do that, then when I see that you've made this cup, and I'll be like, did you see who made this cup? Now it's valuable to them and to me.
Yeah.
Or when you start to give people that mindset to say, this is what you'll do before you go there. Give someone that looks like you a chance first before you go there. Case in point, for those of us from Buffalo that remember Figmos.
Oh yeah, Figmos. Yeah.
So let me say hello to Elaine Stinson, Sister Elaine Stinson. Thank you for joining us. Charla Watkins said Atlanta in the house. Charla in Atlanta's in the house, so she heard us say Atlanta and jumped on. That's what it is.
Right. That's all you had to hear was Atlanta, right? And then you come on. I got you.
Wait a minute, they talking about my city. So Figmos, for those that don't know, It was called Figmo's PTL. It was a grocery store, Black-owned grocery store.
Right.
Figmo stood for, finally, I got my own supermarket. Praise the
Right.
Lord. That's what it was called, Figmo's PTL.
That's what it's called.
And it
Yeah.
was on Jefferson.
Yeah, Jefferson. Right in the
North
hood.
End and Ferry. Yes. And so we would have to go there first. My parents were big on supporting Black-owned business. So say they sent you there to go get cereal. And you go in there, you're like, well, I want Captain Crunch. And there's only like 5 different cereals and they didn't have Captain Crunch. So you'd be like, excuse me, do you have Captain Crunch? They'd be like, yeah, we got Captain Crunch. It's in the back. Hold on 1 minute. And then he'll get the Captain Crunch. And then the guy would take off running down the street to the Bells. Remember the Bells supermarket?
Bells, yeah, Bells, yeah.
On Jefferson. And then he'd come back and he'd have that gun, the ticket gun, and he'd put the price on and be like, here you go. So he would have, he'd have to mark it out, but that's kind of what we went through because we supported, we supported the store. Now, don't get me wrong, we went to other places, but we supported the Black-owned business. And it's still important. It doesn't mean we can't go anywhere else. It doesn't mean that we accept, and I guess people are, you go and people complain, they want to hook up or they want this or they want that. That's not what it means. The same thing that you would go across the street or across town to buy and pay for should be the same quality and standard here in your own neighborhood, and you should buy it here first.
Yeah.
So I will say that today, the Little Saigon that I went to, you pull up, it's one big long building. It's a Little Saigon store, food market, the grocery store, and then a little corner store type thing in the back. Like the whole thing is owned by them, operated by them. It is made to, it has their foods in it. The whole name of the store is in the Korean. Did we say Korean?
Korean. I think it's Korean. Yeah.
Korean. It's on the side. So it's sort of like, come on, it's for them, by them, and if nobody else comes there, they are there.
Right. Absolutely.
They are there. So absolutely, and it's time for us to do this. Well, it's late. We're late.
Yeah.
We're late.
There used to be a gentleman that owned a store on Sydney and oh shucks. It is before you get to East Ferry, but it's on Sydney. And he was an African American male, and he sold his store to the people from across the pond.
Okay. What kind of store was it?
It was a corner store.
Oh.
It was a corner store.
Well, now that brings up another point. So first, let me say hello to Troy Dye. Troy, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. So the other part to that is the tax breaks that certain people get for owning businesses when they come into the country. The funds that they get, different grants, different things that are available, or how they go about buying the building. They will, or how they go about staffing. And I don't mean it in a bad way, but they will, let's say we take a group of people that own a landscape business. It'll be 20 people living in the house.
Yeah.
Right. And they all work in this building. They take turns. They save their money. They buy a nice truck, and then they go keep buying equipment, and they keep adding on. And you see them, and they all come together. They all leave together.
Yeah.
We've done that. We were forced to live like that. We were forced to live like that. So now we may not necessarily want to. I'm just saying. So now, Taft, let's get the younger perspective on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it important? Not necessarily for you, because I know what you've been taught, but what you see, like in
because you taught him.
Because that right.
So
is it important for your generation, you think, to buy things from people that look like them, or um what do you guys do? Do you talk about it? Like, what's your thought on it?
I think that, and I talk to a lot of my friends here. We have so every Saturday we have a farmers market. It's from 10 to 2, and it's like 2, 3 blocks down, and it's at this park, Clark Park. The park is normally, like, on nice days, it's filled with vendors, filled anything that you can think that you would want, clothes, um, food. They have like really good food. Like they'll set the tents up. I mean, I cannot stress this enough. Really good food. Um, they have
The one
games.
hour show, Taff.
Sorry, just one more time though. Really good food. Just want to throw that out there. But but they have a whole bunch of stuff. They have artists out there. They have people who sell plants. They have, honestly, anything that you think of. They have it there. And one of the things, whenever I go with my friends, I have like this little pattern. There are certain people I know to go to, and there are certain demographics, I guess, that I look for. I think, me personally, I think that, I guess, a lot of the people in my generation, I think we understand the importance of buying and supporting from, people who look like us. But I think that sometimes some of the catch up comes, well, not catch up, but like some of our maybe hesitation, or maybe where some of it fails, is when it's I don't know. I think small businesses and, black owned businesses, it's a two-way street. So, yes, I'm willing to support you because, you look like me and I recognize what you're trying to do. But are you playing by all the rules? You know what I mean? Are
Mm.
you being fair about it? I think sometimes, um, and something that I've noticed, even, even with some of the vendors and the people here, is they will, maybe say, because they're a younger person, they're just starting up a business. There's no, it kind of just seems like they'll expect you to look out for them, but they're not really doing much to look out for you on the other hand. So let's say you buy a bracelet, right? I'll buy the bracelet for $10. I know that the bracelet is not worth $10. I know that. I know that the bracelet is not worth $10. But, I'll buy the bracelet anyway because it's one of my people, it's one of my people. And so, you buy the bracelet, and as soon as you put it on, it breaks. And you're like, oh, can't do anything about it. You can buy another one for $10. You know what I mean? Where I think that sometimes, in at least in the younger generation, there isn't a lot of give and take. Um, I think that some people see it a lot as an obligation. Some people see it just as a preference, but I think that there's definitely a lack in, I guess, the community aspect of supporting the smaller
Hmm.
businesses, things like that.
Good point. Good point. I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I get it, and that's interesting that when you say, are we playing by the rules, or are they playing by the rules? Really quick. Kenneth Smith said, "Please read Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson." So, Kenneth, we'll have to check that out and get some information about that. Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson. You know, I have seen, unfortunately, but I've seen where sometimes it costs more. Now, I said before, same standard, same quality.
Mhm,
So I don't change what I want and what I'm willing to do.
mhm,
I do have a little bit of flexibility uh, with certain people.
mhm.
Sort of like, you buy Girl Scout cookies from the little Girl Scouts, you get home and the cookies are crushed up. I'm not going to take them back. You know, Now, if I bought the cookies at a store and they were crushed up, I'm taking them back.
Yeah.
I'm taking them back. But I think we have to be mindful. And as business owners and future business owners, we do have to be mindful of that. But I think also for me, um, my business is for anybody and everybody. I want anybody and everybody to patronize, to support my business. But I want to be clear in who, you know, who I'm attracting to and where I go and do business. Does that limit the success of the business? I don't know. Because sometimes, and we see it all the time, sometimes those aren't the people that come and support me.
Mhm.
Those aren't the people that come and support me. And so we've got to do better with that. I asked the question when I did the post, what does Juneteenth and Kwanzaa have in common? And when we talked about this, when you sent this point earlier, Jason, it instantly made me think of Kwanzaa. Can you guys think of any commonalities or anything like what Juneteenth and Kwanzaa might have in common?
I know it's black. I know Kwanzaa is a created by a man of African descent. And that it holds the nature and the essence of how we are to uphold ourselves in the African community as a people. I'll stop there.
That was good. Taff?
I think that both kind of serve as reminders of where we once were, but then also as celebrations for how far we've come.
Okay, there, scholar.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you for coming out. Won't you come? Won't you come?
Would there be one?
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I just thought it was interesting because in Kwanzaa, there are the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, which really talk about how we come together, what things we need to do as a people, things to uplift us as a people. And the fact that Juneteenth, we're talking about the emancipation and freedom of the slaves, and I find it interesting that one just happens to be 6 months, so half a year. Every 6 months, you should be celebrating the same thing. And you can use Juneteenth as a checkpoint to what you talked about in December. 6 months later, we're going to revisit this. Where are we? How far did we come? What have we done? You shouldn't be in the same place you were. Like, we shouldn't still be talking about this because you have things that talk about unity. Kwanzaa talks about unity. It talks about purpose. It talks about community. It talks about Kujichagulia being, naming yourself and not being named by others. And so is that not all a part of our freedom? Is that not all a part of the emancipation? So I think it's important. I think it's important that we talk about these things and we recognize and we remember that this is where we are. This is where we are, but we've got to do better about coming together. What is it? There's a couple of sayings, but if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail.
Plan to fail. Yeah.
Or there's another one. If you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for everything.
Yeah. That's another good one.
Yeah. There's another one. Oh, if you step on the crack, you break your mother's back. Now that's really a good one.
Some people don't believe it.
I have yet to prove that. No matter how many times I stomped on the cracks, that has not been proven.
Somewhere there's somebody that's like, oh, my back. Oh.
and that person probably wasn't my real mama if it didn't work.
I'm just saying. Okay, how about this one? If you think too long, you might think wrong. How about that?
Think long, think wrong.
Yeah. Or if you move your feet, your seat. I got a bunch of them, but at any rate, we got to do better.
Yeah.
Okay, the one I was really, for real, the one I was really thinking about is a house divided against itself cannot stand. And that's where we are. We can't be a house. Oh, look at there, and it kind of fits in with the Family Feud question.
Yeah.
Bring it back around. Look at me bringing it back around. Go ahead. What? Go ahead. So let's see. Charlotte said bullseye to Taft. She said her favorite. So listen, let's get our question. So the Family Feud question, as we are clearly out of time. Jason, I want to say that we did really well for the most part today.
We did.
Of staying on track. It might have been Taft, but I think we did really well.
Yeah.
So let me
Chef,
go.
Chef Taft came in.
Oh,
yeah, Chef Taft did it. So the question was, name a house that you would not want to be caught in. We had Leo, Jack Nelson coming in with 3 answers. We're going to say that's our winner today. Haunted house was number 1. Jail or big house was number 2. Dog house was number 3. Drug house was number 4. Small house was number 5.
Oh, small house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Glass house. That's the one I was saying.
Oh.
I think that's biblical. You know, like one shouldn't throw rocks while living in a glass house.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's biblical, but it sounds like it. It sounds like it. We're gonna go with that.
We'll take it.
Cat house, which we know meant something else, and then an outhouse. And I guess out the house might be another one. Listen, guys, it has been great having you all on here. It is good to see you. It is good
to see you guys too.
It's good to see you. You'll have to come back again soon. You know, we're here every Monday from 6 to 7. Yeah, every Monday from 6 to 7. Jubilant and emancipated Juneteenth to each of you. And a special thank you to Minister Chris Thomas at The Voice 17104. Listen, we've had Buffalo, I think we've had Ohio, we've had Maryland, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Philadelphia. We have them all on here. If you guys have an idea for a show, that cool and dapper guy right there, that's the one, man, that man is cool. You know when you just cool for no reason. Looks like this whole thing.
Cat Daddy right there.
When you cool for no reason, that's who you want to be the steward of your show. Contact Minister Chris Thomas at The Voice 17104 here in Harrisburg, but he is international and worldwide. So make sure you join us. Hey, we will be back next week, same time, same place with more information, another Family Feud question. And hey, you guys enjoy yourself. Do something positive on this Juneteenth. Do something to uplift, and you know, check in with somebody. Call someone. Emancipated Juneteenth to you. Oh, here we go. I can't.
Now they got an upgrade. This is a good one.
I see the upgrade. She put some aromatics on it. Oh, we did it again. Conversation. Jason, we're firing ourselves.
It's all right. We'll get it together.
We'll start with it next time.
Yeah, we'll get it together.